Welcome back to another Roblox Studio tutorial, everyone. Today I'll be showing you animation, how to use it, and why it's good. This might come in two parts because we actually have to cover things like what is the animation editor and scripting with the animation. Okay, so we only have about 15 minutes, so this might come in two parts again. The very first thing that I'm gonna do before we actually get into the video is why we should use animation and why it's really good. So, if you've ever tried inserting something third party, such as a sword, the classic sword, if you tried it, the animation is kind of dull, and all the character does is just swing the sword back and forth. Now, with animation, you can put much more. You can make it go left and right, and it'll look much more lifelike. So, the reason why it's good to use it is because it's more professional, and people will probably find the game more interesting when you have more animation. And if you've ever tried playing a combat game, you can do like Q for kick or Q for punch or whatever, or something like that. So now what I'm gonna do is we're actually gonna get into the video. So the very first thing is you're gonna go to plugins, and there should be two plugins that you should already have if you don't have any other plugins, and that's Build Rig and Animation Editor. These should already be there. So build a rig, and any rig will work. I recommend block rig. So a dummy should appear, and then we're gonna do animation editor. So you're gonna click on the dummy, and then you're gonna rename your animation to whatever you want. So I'm gonna do with maybe like uh, since I already have a lot of animations, I'm gonna do punch 111. And usually it's good to name your animation something that it's actually dealing with. So now you're gonna set your blue line to 003. And I'm not going to make my animation too fancy, so I'm just going to move my arm. And make sure that you move your arm like one stud at a time. And if you do it all at once, you won't see your arm moving. You'll only see it kind of like from here to here. So make sure to do it like one stud at a time. If you want, you can skip ahead in the video because this might take some time. You can watch if you'd like. And also make sure that your first blue line, is set to 0.3. So now I'm going to bring it back down. And again, this might take some time, so go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, so now that we're done with this, if you preview your animation by clicking this play button right over here, you can see your fist kind of moves up and down, or your arm, excuse me. So now what you're going to do is you're going to click these three buttons right over here. And click export, and you can rename your title if you want, or you can just keep it like that. And you can set your description. So I'm just going to click submit. So if a error like this ever occurs, um, try renaming it. So usually adding numbers will do that. So I'm going to do punch 1. And there we go, successfully submitted. Sometimes using numbers will do that, so yeah. So just try sticking with regular word characters, so letter characters. And now you're going to click this link right over here. It should open this. It should open um, a animation in your web browser. So mine tagged out 1, so that doesn't really matter, but yeah. So there's going to be a number right over here, and this is the number that we're really going to need, but for now, let's just leave it. So now you can exit out of your editor, exit out of the dummy. You can delete if you want. For now, I'm actually just going to keep it so we can see what it's like. So now what we're actually going to have to do is we're going to this is kind of where scripting comes in. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to replicated storage. I'm going to put in a remote event, and we're going to name this remote event on success hit. And the reason why we're going to do this is because this is kind of like when it hits successfully, it'll connect the script that we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna do two scripts. One is very small, the damage script, and the other script. So you can name it whatever you want for now. I recommend on success hit, but just to show you that it works with all things, I'm gonna go with um, it. And as long as you change the name in your script. So now that we have that, we're gonna go to server script service. I'm gonna put in a script, and this is gonna be our damage script. So you can rename this to damage, and you can rename it to whatever you want. As I said before in other videos and this video, I like to name things what they're used for. So now we're gonna put in our damage script. So we're gonna do local remote event equal game dot replicated storage dot hit, and in this case we named it hit and replicated storage, so you can do it for whatever you want. So now we're going to make a function, local function, and you can name your function. I'm going to do damage, so damage, and then in parentheses we're actually going to pass a parameter, two parameters actually, and that's PLR, which is player, and comma space humanoid hit, and there we go. So now we're going to do humanoid colon take damage, and then in parentheses you can put in your damage. So I'm going to do with 15 right now, so we don't actually destroy the humanoid in one kick or punch. And I seem to have an error in humanoid, so make sure that you spell it correctly. So, and if something like this happens, that means it's humanoid hit, and obviously since we already named it over there, humanoid hit. Now we're going to do under the end, we're going to do remote event dot on server event, and then we're gonna do colon connect, and then we're gonna do damage, and because that's the name of our um function right over here. So this is gonna be part 1 to and it working with animation, so make sure to go check out part 2 coming in a little bit. So I'll see you all in part 2. Bye.